Okay, so as mentioned in assessment one, Speedo are global leaders in the swimwear and competitive racing industry. They were founded in 1927 by Scottish immigrant Alexander McRae. He moved over from Scotland to Bondi Beach and started the Speedo Knitting Mills Company. So Speedo has revolutionized the racing industry globally and have pioneered new fabrics that are more streamlined, more efficient, environmentally friendly as well, really cementing themselves as world leaders and the revolutionizers of the industry. So my store location is at Westfield Chatswood. It's a Speedo store up on level 3. Here's an image that the website has displayed. And then here are a couple of photos that I took for assessment 1. There's some cool things going on. I like the use of the red perspex as well as the blue moving water decals, as well as the lane ropes on the roof, but there's also like a lot of room for improvement, which is quite exciting. So we'll see. I can't wait to show you what I have planned. So the approximate store meterage is 324 meters squared. It's about 12 meters by 27 meters in depth and then 3 meters high. My visual narrative board, what I've done is I've picked some of the most important dates relevant to Speedo's history and kind of expanded on from there. So for example, in the 21st century, we had the Sydney Olympics. It was the first introduction of the technical suits designed to increase speed, endurance, and improve world record times. So for me, I kind of see that as strong, powerful swimmers that have kind of changed the swimming industry completely. As well as, sharp, fast, lightning speeds, lightning times. And then how I see that represented is through neon lighting and tube lights, as well as purple, blue, black, and white colour schemes. It's also gone full circle for the company, as the company was founded in Sydney, Australia. So I've used the full circle analogy to make some water bubbles, which is also really relevant to Speedo being a swimwear company. So my mood board, I wanted to represent this new redesign of Speedo with power, electricity, movement, speed, but also fun. Everyone would know in the swimming industry that you can't compete well unless you're having fun. So if you're not having fun, you're not going to race well. So having fun is the most important bit, in my opinion, as well as empowering and encouraging our consumers to be the absolute best that they can and achieve those goals that they have in mind. My inspiration board, so I've taken a lot of inspiration from the Alice McCall and Cook-Eye boutique stores. I like the way that they display, no more than 2 or 3 products per item on their racks, and then if you need an extra size, they'll get it from out the back. So I want to incorporate that kind of design. However, just include some more colour and a little bit more fun into the stores. But yeah, maintain that kind of clean, chic viewing space, just like the iPlace in the top right corner. My inspiration board for the manufacturing, you'll kind of see it a little bit in my point of sales board, but I do like how wood, glass, and perspex can mimic waves and mimic movement through the water. So I aim to kind of do something a little bit similar with these designs. I want to represent the movement of water with kind of abstract art rather than just, putting pictures of waves and oceans and beaches and underwater pools everywhere. And so for my lighting, I have chosen to do 4 different types of lighting. So I have my statement artwork lighting, which will kind of be on top of those wall decals and represent lightning and, the speed that Speedo continues to strive for. My standard strip lighting will be for everyday events and bring some more light into the retail space. And then my memorable moment and my major milestone lighting will both be quite symbolic to the brand. So when you kind of look up at the ceiling, I want there to be enough of these lights to look like bubbles on the ceiling when you look up. as well as obviously display these memorable moments and these major milestones throughout the store. So this is the proposed lighting plan for these areas. So in the light pink, that's just my strip lighting just down the sides and behind the point of sales counter. And then you can kind of see that these circles are starting to make my memorable moments and my major milestones kind of look like bubbles on the ceiling. It's starting to form. You know, we might need to put a little bit more in or change the sizes, but we'll see how we go. So this is my initial plan for the retail space, and after some feedback, I was kind of asked to, you know, reconsider the change room area as well as the point of sales counter. So we've kind of changed that up a little bit. So what I've done is an inclusion of RF cards every item that you will scan a card that you've been given upon entry, and then inclusion of a new clothing rack system as well as 2 point of sales counters. So this is what it will look like. The major milestone, there will be one kind of at the front of the store, just past the first memorable moment. But the biggest one, in my opinion, is this new clothing system, which will, you know, bring these clothes that somebody's trying on into one of the 4 change rooms. And then those, memorable major milestones will be in each of those change rooms as the consumer receives those products in the exact sizes and colours and cuts that they had asked for when scanning their cards. So here is my proposed retail events. So in the light blue, we have everyday events just up the sides of the store as well as behind the sales counter. They'll just be you know, regular items hanging on the wall, and just quite a bit of storage as well. And then obviously to bring in extra lighting as well to the store. My memorable moments, they will be my RF card racks. So there'll be 4 at the moment in the store. I might want to include one more later on. And then my major milestones, hopefully one just behind the first memorable moments counter, as well as 4 memorable major milestones in each of those change rooms with the new clothing rack system. And I've also calculated that we will need some more staff now. From what I saw in the first assessment, there was only 3 staff members working on the floor. So now, hopefully with this, you know, new proposed design of Speedo, we will get more consumers, which means we will need more staff. So I expect there to be 3 staff on the floor, 2 staff behind the point of sales, and then 1 staff member just loading those clothes onto the racks to keep the thing moving. Okay, and so here is my sound plan. So these are my top 5 songs in my soundtrack that I would like the playlist to represent in the store. So they're all very youthful, powerful, empowering songs. It's got a good beat with not too much bass, but enough to kind of once the song gets started, it really gets you in the mood, and it is quite empowering. So as you enter the store, I would like there to be quite like a louder sound, just to get the consumer into the store first, and then low sounds just in the middle of the store behind the high sound, as well as over the point of sales counter. And then the rest will be medium sound. And we want to make sure that we're giving our consumers the right sound quality when they're in the change rooms. So as they're trying on their new items, they can listen to the song and kind of envision themselves what they'll be doing when wearing this item, especially if it's a racing suit. We want our consumers to feel themselves empowered wearing the suit and kind of believe in what Speedo can offer them. You know, for example, if they're racing in one of our technical suits. So here's my first product display. So the product display is made from Jamaican wood timber with gold racks, and then lighting, neon lighting displayed over the top behind the water decal. And then, yeah, very clean design. It's on a bit of a platform, so you kind of feel like you're stepping up to look at the products. And I've also included the initial drawing of the RF reader, card reader. So here are my sections of the product. Each of these boxes will be 3.5 meters wide by 2.5 meters high. And there will be no more than 30 coat hangers per display box, just to keep the area nice and clean. And we don't want the products to be, you know, overbearing and overpowering. Also, as seen in this product display, the coat hangers will all be matching, all very simple black coat hangers, just to keep the design nice and clean. And here is my point of sale counter. So I was really quite excited to see how these timber waves kind of came into action, and they look really great. Each of them is painted a different shade of teal, just to represent the movement in the water, rather than just using pictures of swimming and pictures of water. Yeah, as mentioned before, I wanted it to be a little bit more abstract and represent movement of water and movement through the water, you know, which we all aim to achieve when wearing Speedo swimsuits. And then the top is a colourful terrazzo countertop. So yeah, bringing that colour back into the store. And then behind the counter, there's plenty of storage. The sales counter is 1,800 wide by 700 meters deep, and then 900 meters high. So the total height from the top of the register to the floor is 1250. We have plenty of storage. Each of the bag drawers are 425 by 150 in length and height. Sorry. The cupboard storage is 200 wide by 250 and 400 respectively. And then there's 8 cupboard storage on top and below the bag drawers. So that's everything. Thank you.